birds sang in sweet harmony. Now two are here, still planting good seed. Jackie and Gail, yeah, they're walking in light, sharing their stories, keeping hearts bright, talking about life and faith and real love, sending out hope from the one above. When they speak, you can feel what's true, 'cause they've lived it all, and they'll walk with you. Jackie and Gail, just love, just real. Two voices of grace that help you heal.
Hey, welcome back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm Jackie H, your host, and I have here my co-host, Gail Barron, the judge. What's going on, girl?
Uh, uh, I'm living my best life.
Living your best life. You must be getting ready to take another vacation. When I hear that, that means it's almost time for you to roll. Yeah. Your day was okay?
Yes, fine.
Okay.
Finally, I got my neck back together. I had my grandson for Sisters Weekend. Lord,
So that sleeping while and got your neck crooked.
ooh, child.
Y'all should put them on the floor. Make up, get one of them blow up beds and just let him get on the floor. I don't know how he do it. I don't know why, what be going on, why he's all over the bed like that. But I got him a couple of days next week, but I guess I get prepared for it. But
Yeah.
okay. So you getting straightened out now, though.
We have a good night's sleep tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, Gil, we're back here another Wednesday. Thank God for another blessed week. And I have something I want to talk about. I don't know if you're gonna put me off the um, program after I get finished, but it's something I want to address. Is it okay?
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
All right. So the topic that we have today is life decisions and being responsible. And I'm going to get real tonight on some life decisions that I made. But I'm going to give you an example of one. It's not an example, but this is true. Um, I think when I was around about 18 years old, I know that's a while back, but I remember it good, that I think we was having a conversation as children and saying what we're going to do when we get older and just talking about life in general. And I made this statement that if whenever I get older, if mommy and daddy them get older, get sick, I was going to take care of them. Now, mind you, I made this decision, wasn't married, I was single, living my life. And this is a statement that I made. But I made it without no attachment, right? So as time progressed, as they got older and did get sick and we had to take care of them, well, by this time, especially when daddy was took sick, I had a friend. Well, you made these decisions when you was 18. Things change. You have to do some adjustment. It's your choice, but taking care of elderly people, taking care of loved ones, um, it requires a lot, especially the condition of their health. Like some people just get older and they can still move around, they can still take care of themselves. But the last year of daddy life, he was healthy, right? So, but he did try. But it came to a point that he couldn't do for himself. I remember the time me and you was trying to wash him, and he had so much pride he didn't want us to wash him. But this was the decision that we made. I know I made it to take care of them, but it cost me.
Yeah.
Like I said, at this time I wasn't married. So even if you have someone in your life, maybe you have children, whatever it is, to take care of someone fully. And at this time, I had a full time job, working night shift. So you're trying to work. Well, you do have to sleep,
Yeah.
right? But it took a toll on my relationship. But it was a decision I made and I kept. Some people make decisions, life decisions. You're not considering nobody else.
Right.
You do it, and you wonder why someone else don't understand the decision you made. I made that decision. Well, there was some nights, like especially like on Friday night, he wanted to go out. My boyfriend at the time wanted to go out, and then, well, I didn't have anybody to watch Daddy. We went to the hospital that one day, and the lady gonna tell us Poppy was on the floor. She was talking about our dad, and I'm like, on the floor? What you mean? Well, he was going through the medicine that they had him on.
Yeah.
He was, I don't know if he's going through early stage of dementia or what, but okay, my life stopped then. And what I mean by that, I asked them, could I spend the night? Like, you telling me Poppy on the floor? I mean, I guess you were staying with Poppy. I guess Poppy knew what.
Yeah.
But that thing hit me. This is the decision I had to make. I work night shift. I'm getting off night shift, going to check on him, and you telling me Poppy's on the floor. That was it. I think I probably took a week's vacation because I asked them. I said, "Could somebody stay with him? Could I stay up here?" And because he didn't have a roommate, they told me okay. But what I did, and I promised them, I said, "You don't have to worry about bathing him enough. I'll do everything." That thing scared me so bad, but I had a job, Gil. I was on that job for 23 years. All of us had a job. There came a time I had to make a decision. And I know somebody probably say, well, that's not the decision I would have made, whatever. But every individual is different. You might make some decision, life decision that I won't make. Well, at that time, I think I took leave of absence from my job. This is how serious it was. I think I lost my boyfriend at that time, because it was a lot. It was a lot, and I think I was doing around the clock. Y'all told me to go home and get some rest. He'd be all right, but because it was new to me, it was new. Take care of Daddy, and then Mommy edged me on. Of yeah, going up there and check on him and see, and then I had to bring both of them up there. Do you remember when Mommy used to spend the night at the hospital? They actually gave our mother a cot. Life decisions that you make. Um, if I had to do it all over again, I know better and how to do it. But I remember them telling us they didn't want to go in no nursing home. Mommy had the audacity to tell us that she ain't want a health aid. You remember? She didn't. We couldn't even get a health aid. What is that what you call it? She did. She wanted us to take care of her. Now, you, you, all our siblings, they had lives. They had jobs. They Everybody was married. Everybody had children, and she wanted us. And everybody was spread around. But by the time it got to mommy, we came up with a plan, and we took turns spending the night. You would spend the night and go to work from there. Derek would come down. Michael, everybody. But there are some people that can't do that.
Right.
You make decision, and people tell you what they want or what they don't want. But somebody got to make a decision
Right.
that can be costly. Time mommy got sick, I was married. Here's another decision. I happened to have someone who understood, but I don't think it was right of the choices that he had to make because of I was going to stand to take care of my parents. You get it?
Yeah.
So now um, he said to me, "Don't worry about it. I'll work. I'll take care of you." Well, Gil, we had bills, we had a life, we had, come on, man. I mean, and this is the selfishness. I'm talking about me, because probably somebody won't say this about themselves. Because as I look back, it was very selfish to let her tell me what she didn't want. There were some good people that could help me. By the time the end, I start letting up. It wasn't so much of her, it was me. You had to put the blame where it is. Because of what she said to me, I took on that responsibility. I remember y'all sent me on a vacation. You remember that?
Mhm.
Because she'd tell them, even though she had 5 people there, where's Jackie? Well, mom, you're taken care of. You good. You good. So I'm saying to talking tonight to address life decisions that you make. Who are you considering?
Mhm.
What are you thinking about when you make some of the decisions that you make? If I had a chance to do it all over again, I'm talking tonight because I think I can give something to help.
Yes.
If you give up your whole life because someone say, I don't want to go in a nursing home, or I don't want this person to watch me. This, it was so much pressure. It was pressure for me. And I wore it. And what I'm saying quietly, it was a decision that I did make, but if I have a chance,
Yes.
I wouldn't do it.
Mhm.
So then let me tell you what happened after taking care of my mom and dad. Then Aunt Nora came to stay with us because mommy wanted her to come there to be with her. Now she can't do nothing for her, so that was 2 people I had in one house to do. So I never got home. I'm telling you, I'm married.
Yeah.
So there were some days he said, "You coming home today? You gonna try to come home?" And I made a decision to stay. Uh, I'm being honest. I'm on the block here because sometimes your life decision can really be selfish. It can cost you to lose. It's not fair. And this is what I did. So by the time my husband took sick, um, I remember a nurse. He had nurses coming into the home. So while they was taking care of him in the bedroom, because of that apartment, I was sitting in the living room. And this is what I heard. The nurse say, "Well, we can sign you up, Mr. Hill, with home health care, that you can have someone to come in and help you to do the thing. They can cook, they can help you bathe and whatever." And this is what he said. "No, my wife is a good person. She took care of her father, her mother." No, I ain't being funny. "She took care of her father, her mother, and I know she's gonna take care of me." What do you say? What do you do when someone sit there and gave all their life to you, took care of you while you was doing it? And that was his answer. So now here's the third person that don't want a home health care. I was just getting my life back to go back to work because I'm gonna help him because he had that load for almost 10 years. I worked part time sometime, but my main job was taking care of my parents. And now I'm thinking, I can get my life back. All my life, I worked 2 jobs. I always had a part-time job and work. I went down to one job to no job. Now I can get my life back. And that's what I heard. What do you do? Well, you know what Jackie did. I took care of my husband because of what he said. Life decisions. There's let me go. You can jump in anytime. I just got a lot to get off my chest right now because in the community that I live in, which is a elderly place, I hear stories all the time of people making decisions that's turning their life upside down. Do I go to work or do I stay home? Do I do this or do this? And there is no planning. There was no planning for this day. And I'm telling people now that I'm on the other side, you have to plan for elderly parents, sickly people. Um, you just don't know what's going to befall you. But because I dare to talk, I'm talking. Plan for life.
Yeah.
You know how they have that family plan? I never knew what that was. Because I don't think too many people use it, but it was supposed to be planning for your life. Just like you do a planning for your business, and then you have 5-year plan, you have 10. You have to plan for situations. So this went on. Mommy passed in 2016. My husband passed in 2021. So I was a healthcare worker, taker, enabler. Last week you called me all these names, fixer. I was that for over 10 years. Over. Well, it was almost 20. What are you doing today to plan for your life decisions that you have to make? What are you going to be responsible for? There's people who don't have a will, Gil. They're not planning. One day we all got to go, right? So this is all that I see. Um, People don't have life insurance. People don't have health insurance. People just don't have. And it's not because they can't afford it. It's just not a thought. Maybe because it's going to be somebody else's problem. People are passing away at any age these days. You don't have to wait till somebody is over 70 and 80. You don't know what age that something can happen that you didn't plan for. I'm talking about life
Yeah.
decisions. What is the life insurance people that we have? That's 9.99. They have the commercial, uh, it's Colonial Penn, and this is my take on it. It's once a month that you got to pay for insurance, right?
Right.
Maybe one week you don't have that cheesesteak and French
Right.
fries
Right.
because I brought a hoagie the other day, a small one. It was $11. That went with no French fries. That was nothing. There was no drink, and it was okay for me to pay for that. So I think with responsibility,
Right.
you can afford to pay 9.95 or something for life insurance. That don't stress and ulcers because you're now trying to do a GoFundMe for something that should have been planned. This is not to be funny to nobody. I,
No.
I went
No.
through this. My family have went through this. And it's because of no thought process. Nobody's checking in to see what, Gail, do you got a will? I know it's something we don't want to talk about, but before we sit there and fight over your TV that don't work, you'd be surprised when people pass, what's the argument? And because nothing is written, mommy gave that to me. She told me that was fine, but mommy never wrote nothing down. So now me and you are going at it because you want mommy ring, and I want the ring too. Pettiness. You'd be surprised what people are fighting over
Yep.
and going through because of life decisions that you make and nobody taking responsibility or accountability. So I just felt like it was something to talk about. What are you planning for? What is your preparation for life in general? Do you have a will? Have you wrote anything down to how you want your uh, life affairs at the end? How you want to carry it out? Do you have children? How many you have? What part? You have 3 children. What's your plan? Do you have it written that they know how to carry out what you want before they start fighting? Um, I don't have any children. I had to pick someone to put in place in case something happened to me. What did I write out for them? What, what is your codes for different banks and stuff? Even if you don't want to give it to the person now, there's some suggestion of writing everything down, seal up an envelope. Maybe you can put it away somewhere, someone know where to find. It's these things, and it's happened. And I wanted this conversation, Gail, because since January, we have lost so many people, uh, friends we know, family we know, and just people you hear of. It's just people are dying.
Yeah.
It's happening. And the most that I hear of, people don't have things in place.
No.
Some did, some don't. I used to didn't know why people have 3 weeks or 4 weeks. They was holding the person out before they bury them. Had a funeral. I didn't know it. I didn't. Before we started having a lot of it. And most of it's because people didn't have enough. They was trying to raise money to do this. Life decisions on what do you want for your funeral? You want 5 cars? Are you planning for the last time that we did a funeral? I think a car was $350. I'm talking about the funeral cars that you see rolling down that people probably think it's free. You want that, but you don't even have insurance to bury the person. And now me and you arguing over a car. You can have whatever you want. Let's plan. Let's make some preparation for whatever it is that we don't have to keep going through this kind of.
And the other thing too, even with having insurance, we know there's two kinds of insurance:
Okay.
term life
Hmm.
and whole life.
Hmm.
And whole life is a policy where it has the cash value,
Hmm.
and you can get money off that insurance.
Okay.
So just because the cash value states one thing, it doesn't mean that that's the value of it. Because if the person borrowed on that insurance,
Oh, Jesus.
and this is some of the things
So
you
you
don't.
have the example is you have a $10,000 insurance. That's
Mhm.
whole life or whatever one that you.
But it the whole life is what has the cash value, like you would withdraw off of it.
So you actually borrow money off of somebody's life insurance.
Yes,
So by the time if something happened and you don't borrow,
right, and you don't have time to pay it back,
ooh,
so you no longer have a cash value of 10,000. It could
it's
be
minus
lower than that,
minus what you borrow.
right? And so somebody has to come up with that difference.
These are just life decisions we talk about tonight, y'all. Things that it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, and people are stressed over it. But if you plan ahead, if you plan and do things properly, and I have one friend that say she can't afford life insurance, and Okay. I, I'm not gonna say you can't. I'm not gonna say you can't. But ask somebody for $10 a month. Then ask somebody to help you because now you're stressing. So you going to the doctor and you think something is wrong with you. They can't find nothing. It's because the stress. You can't see stress on an MRI. You won't find it. And what you're stressing over, we can have some classes or whatever and just plan. Let's plan. Let's do a little better with some life decision and consider all that's
Right.
involved.
That part.
I didn't consider.
Yeah.
I you know if I had a chance, but I don't have a chance to do it again. You have a chance. Those of you who are listening, and if you're taking heed to, let's do some things a little better. What are you responsible for? Um, some other decisions that let me talk about a little bit, Gail. You jump in here with some of the things you think that's life decisions. We've been working ever since we was 14 years old, right? We had working papers. Back then, if you was a young age, we even had to have our parents' signature to be able to work during the summer. We worked the summer, and we worked. Um, I'm saying this to young people, and I don't know if it's older people that do this too. But when you come and tell me that you ain't working at McDonald's, it's your decision. It's your decision. I'm not working at McDonald's. I'm not working that kind of job. I'm not doing it. But you asking me every week to borrow to get whatever you need as an elderly person. I just want to give just a little bit of wisdom. She over here laughing. I didn't. We worked at a camp. I worked at a camp for Temple University, passing out lunches to the kids that was in camp. I have never said I don't want that job. You know why? Because I took that paycheck, I saved it to the next paycheck, and I put it together and got what I wanted. I feel you that you don't want to work at McDonald's. I get that you probably don't want to work at Burger King. But what I don't get, what you asked me for, you don't even want to work for that. If you're going to ask somebody to borrow, I would say, look, Miss Gail, can I come sweep your basement or could I do something,
See,
something
something.
to get and get the money? I'm trying to, it's life decision. It's your decision that you don't want to work and you don't work at a special place. I didn't get the high paying job right out of school or when I was 14 years old or it just was a summer job. But I had a goal. Work toward what you're going to get. But be careful how you just say where you're not going to work and what you're not going to do, but you're begging.
Times have really made a change since our childhood days. So we didn't have all this peer pressure and things. We desired things where we work for.
Yeah.
But I find out like the parents of our generation, because they thought we came up hard and without, they're not gonna let their children. So it's a
Mm,
teaching that it starts somewhere. It starts with their mindset. So a lot of these children don't have work ethic. They don't have none of that. The the building blocks, the principles.
but you need. I know what you're saying.
I know what you.
So even though we didn't probably didn't like everything how we came up, but don't dismiss the good stuff. That's principles. You got
Yeah,
to work.
yeah. These
Nobody can hang you out.
this generation. That's why you see a lot of them more. they don't want this minimum wage. We ain't know nothing about a
Well,
minimum.
even if you don't want minimum wage, okay, I'm not condoning the people on the corners and all that. But I was seeing them standing out there in the rain. No, look at
Yeah.
the corner that my mom house is on. Those guys out there, even though it's wrong, but there's some girl, there's some jobs I'm not gonna do to stand out there to get that, but they hustle. I'm saying hustle. I'm not talking about drugs. I'm not talking about doing that. I'm saying when you sit there and tell me that where you're not going to work, but you're asking me for money. And you know me, I help anybody and I give. My thing, ask what could you do? Because you know you don't have a job to pay me back. So don't even come say, could I borrow? Where you gonna get the where you gonna get so that's a trick. That's a word you use that you know you don't even have a job that's going to even, and I get that. But can I do something? Come wash my car. It's it didn't be it who's us to set the standard then. Yes, I do have money I can lend you, but come here, come here for a minute. Then I need you to do something, even if it's to go help that older lady garden over there, sweep her sidewalk. Ask her, does she need something done?
Yeah.
Or come on, come on. It's decision. You make your decision, but then I have a choice to make mine too,
Right.
right?
Right.
We're going to help you be responsible. We're going to help you to be accountable. And then our age group, whatever, let's start training them. I don't care what they miss. If you didn't do it, if you didn't do your children and they come to me, they're gonna start training right then. No, this taking back that
Yeah.
accountability and
They
responsibility.
have to.
Like, I know back in the day, our mothers and them didn't have to work, so they had the house control. Well, today everybody got to work, right? Two household can't hardly you can't make it today on one. So both of us out working. But somebody got to train and be responsible. But it used to be a village. You can send mommy can send us down the street. She ain't feel like beating somebody else. I'm just saying. So I'm not talking about beating. I'm talking about training. If you send your child to me and they tell you that Aunt Jackie worked them or Miss Jackie worked them, I sure did. I sure did. I sure am. Especially if you asking me for something,
Yeah.
because I'm going to help you. You know you're going to get it. But what do you want to do? You laying up on the couch just begging and tell me you don't want to work at McDonald's? What? Oh, okay. All right then.
With the
Life
remote.
with my remote control, life decisions that we're gonna encounter, we have to take it back. We got to start doing preparation,
Yeah.
family. This all we talking about. Just making your children or people just understand that you can have what you want. You can do what you want. But there's a hereafter. Get some life insurance. Get some health insurance. Okay,
Renters.
if you can't do the health insurance, renter's insurance, right? For apartment.
Home
You
insurance for property that
because
yeah.
the ones that's the ones that telling me that they can't afford it, they don't went on 3 cruises. No, we talking about
Prioritize.
prior. Come on, responsibility.
Prioritize.
I'm seeing that you enjoying your life, and then we got to struggle to bury you. We got to struggle to keep your house up. Um, it's everybody's struggling. Everybody's going through right now. So let's help each other.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we're not going to help, but come on.
Who don't want to go on a cruise?
I do.
But
I want to.
prioritize.
Yeah.
You got
You
you
might
got
want them red bottom shoes. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. But you coming out your house looking all cool and good and got your hat on, your Sunday, we call it Sunday go to church meeting stuff, and you you don't have a will. These are things that, sit down as a family, sit down as friends, whatever, and let's have these conversations. I know they're hard to have, but mom, where you want that to go? If y'all remember, if my siblings remember, I'm still going back to that age of 18. I asked daddy for whatever reason. I don't know why I asked. I know why I asked because I wanted to continue the legacy that I saw them do. I asked if nobody wanted the house, could they leave that house to me? They both was living when I asked that question. What I'm saying, I have 5 siblings. What would have happened if he hadn't put that in the will?
Scrap it.
Scrap it. Even though I don't think we're like that, but you never know
Yeah.
what would happen and who people are. People change in the middle of things.
Absolutely.
You can be a good family up until you want your mother couch when she passed. And then after a while, we fight. My husband told me this. He said that they was fighting over a TV that didn't work because it had sentimental values. I'm gonna lose my friendship with my sister, with my brother, or someone over a TV that don't work. But it wasn't written. That's what one of the sisters wanted. So let's make some life decisions and do some things different and help each other out on getting your affairs straight. Get it in order.
I believe it should be a conversation. I know people don't like to talk
No,
about it,
they don't.
but it's necessary.
Yeah,
It's imperative.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
And those
eh,
of you who don't have children, you found someone. You got to pick someone who and just because you have children doesn't mean all I'm responsible.
yeah,
It's gonna come down to Willie take the money and spend it over there, and Sarah is the responsible one. Your children, not had to be your children, but
right.
who you gonna have to carry out what you said. There is responsible people and there's non-responsible people. There are responsible people in family. So these are these life decisions that you have to make. Who's going to be in charge of whatever it is? Um, how about life decision of even while you live in to make medical decisions? It's a term for it. But they always ask me when I used to go to the hospital, they used to ask my husband or mom and them, do you have some kind of thing?
Yeah,
Because
I know what you're talking about. I can't
because
think
long
of
as mommy
a
and
DNR.
what? No, maybe somebody might can put in the chat what it is, but it's that thing that in case you stop talking today, somebody got to make a decision for you. You're not going. You still living. There's a power of attorney. That's I know about that one, but people don't know the power of attorney ends once the person is
Right,
deceased. Like
right.
you can't keep being a power of attorney over something the person not here.
Executor.
Yeah. So all these things, let's get some education on it because this is what people fight over. So when my husband got, I hope people understand I'm talking about this because it might be something that you don't want to hear, but it's life. He was talking. He didn't go into a coma. Daddy was in a coma for a week, probably more. We couldn't talk to him for him to make a decision. He couldn't tell the doctors what he wanted. Mommy was the same way to the last week. She could talk and tell you, I don't want that, I don't want this. My husband talked all the way up until he passed. He was struggling at the hospital and he was asking me certain things. He was done. He was finished. This is what he said to me. And I'm pleading with the doctors and them to do something. Do you know they wouldn't listen to me because he can talk? You can't sit there and say, "Well, I'm the wife. I'm the daughter." They look in the records to see who can speak because everybody couldn't come up there and speak for the person. This is stuff maybe people don't know. I didn't know it until I went through it. You
Hmm.
telling me he's sitting here struggling, and I'm telling you what he say. They hear him talking to me, but he had to say it. Life decisions on. Can we go here? Can I go here?
Yeah.
Do you want to be resuscitated? Somebody might have to pull the plug. These are hard decisions, Gail. I'm talking about something I walked through.
Yeah, and then yours was double because it was COVID time.
It was COVID time.
Nobody could come
Nobody
to
can come and
any.
be with me. I was by myself. What is your decision that you're going to make for life? Um, if they tell you he won't last past the night, and they sitting there struggling to breathe, are you going to pull the cord, or you going to let them struggle? These are decisions. These are stuff that people need to
Right,
talk about.
right.
Um,
You mentioned earlier about selfishness in consideration because a lot of times we want to hold a person back. The person has, especially being suffered, been sick a while. Sometimes they just want rest. Sometimes they can be older. Our parents were up in age.
Yeah. And
And
I can tell a personal one, and I think my brother might probably wouldn't mind me saying this. He was the one who was more on the medical side. I didn't know a lot, but there was a point in time mommy wasn't eating, and they was trying to make a decision to give her a feeding tube. Now, mind you, she's 85, so that means she's gonna have to be operated on to put this. And we went back and forth. She need to eat. She need, and he was telling me this to the point there was tension between me and him over because she said she didn't want it, but he wanted mommy to live. And not that we didn't, but it was a choice, right? So it took this nurse that came in one day and she talked to me and him. She said, there comes a time, even in a regular person life that live their life, that your body will start shutting down because it knows that it's nearing time. It's God's will that everybody we going. So she said, and things are start shutting down automatically. And the thing where she found is the selfishness, because we won't look at it like that. Because the only thing I just want my loved one to live, but they're suffering. We don't care if they're 90 years old. We'll give them an operation. Or have you? If anybody have never seen nobody resuscitated when you do CPR, it's not like working on
the
the mannequin.
mannequin,
You break ribs. It's a lot that goes on. So when somebody say, "I don't want to be resuscitated," our selfishness would say, "But I want you here." It took that nurse to say that, and my brother say, "I hear you, Jackie. I'm on board." You already got the pressure of taking care of one. You don't need to be fighting among each
no,
other. I'm
no,
telling you, I'm
no.
I'm I'm okay to talk today about it because for a long time it's sensitive, so you don't talk about it. But you go through a lot, even with your loved one.
Yeah.
If you don't have nothing written down in what you want, and you don't want that, you don't want it. So think about your selfishness. These are life decisions because no matter how much you want mama, grandmom, husband, son, wife, whatever it is, to be here with us. But if they in more pain and they done told you that this is a life sustain, like you're not gonna get no better.
It, I don't know why people don't follow instructions. Like if they tell you they don't want it, obviously they have heard about it, they've seen somebody go through it, and they don't want to suffer. But sometimes our selfishness override. I don't have it in writing, but uh, who wants to be a vegetable? Really? What's your quality of life? You just want me here? I'm laying
I
in the
think
bed. I can't talk. I
I
can't
think,
speak. I mean, I
and
can't do nothing.
it's a hard thing, Gail. Though I'm saying we've been through it. I know what I'm saying it now because I went through it.
Yeah,
It's a hard thing after you done been with somebody for 50 or more. We knew our mother all our life. You knew your dad all your life. You knew your husband for 25 years. I know it might sound because we're saying selfishness. It's not that easy to make the decision, right? But if you could think about it in peacetime, maybe it'd be okay by the time you get to the. See, this is stuff we don't want to talk about doing when there's nothing's wrong. We got to make these decisions.
have the conversations.
You need to have the conversation of, do you want to go through this? What do you want to do? Because like I said, I'm hearing things where I live at. It's 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 fights. I mean, some of them go to blows for real. It ain't
Boy,
even like just argument. There's like physical fight over something that we can
it
straighten it
is
out.
necessary
Get your affairs
that you
together.
have your affairs in it together,
Mhm.
but have it in writing.
Yeah.
Because as a property manager, I've been through so much with people don't have things written.
Yeah.
And then I had a job that if it's nothing in the records, I'm gonna lock the unit down.
Mhm.
And so you have I've had cases where the wife saying I'm in charge, the girlfriend got papers. So no, I'm
Yeah,
serious.
so for real.
I
Yeah. You
you
got
know
people come out the woodworks,
mm-mm,
and those as we touching on this, those of you who have blended families, those of you that's not quite sure if you married or not, divorced, no, who gonna get what? These are issues that people don't want to talk about. We got to stop jumping around. I'm talking to Christians as well as anybody else because we think because we pray about it and we do. No, it's not. You're gonna put something on paper because that prayer is not gonna go nowhere when you with that law. When you go before those people that have to tell you about what you're not gonna get, the wife is fighting over something, like you said, the girlfriend is fighting over something, and now here go all the children that you had that nobody knew. This is the secrets, the things that we want to sweep up on the rug.
yeah,
But soon as something happened to
it
you,
comes
here
out.
come everybody, and you don't have nothing written down. I'm not getting beat up.
And that's important to uh, have beneficiaries.
Yes, beneficiary.
Have it in writing.
Yes, yeah.
You need to have it.
And check over it. You might have did it 10 years ago. Maybe somebody you got on there don't even exist no more. Maybe you're not even friends with that person. I want Gail to be it today, and then we fall out. Your name's still on there, and the person that I want to do it, their name is not on there. They're gonna honor who's on the paper. So even I don't know how often you should check it, but don't tell me you did something 40 years ago and you don't. And come on, man, we gotta up what we're doing.
And it goes also to there's something else I have experienced with dealing with seniors
Mhm.
when they remarry
Amen. Mhm.
and they never, like you said, you didn't up you didn't up the beneficiary.
Mhm.
So the first spouse is on it,
Oh,
and I've been living with you for the last how many years, but
Yeah.
because my name is
Mhm.
not on there,
Yeah.
it goes to
Yeah.
who name is written.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, this is something you should inquire about when you get married. Not only when you get married, like when your spouse turn to the senior citizen age, because there's the spousal benefit, even with the Social Security,
Yeah.
the death benefit.
Yeah.
But if they don't put you on it,
Yeah.
you don't get it.
We talking, y'all. We talking. We've been through some things, seen some things, felt some things, and it's not pretty when you don't have your life in order, and the decisions that you make can be costly. It can be devastation. Like even when you was talking about having insurance on things, uh, there's things that you flood things that you go through in life. Um, you can lose it all. You can lose it all, and it's stress. I'm telling you, the stress factor is not only that you lose it, then it's devastation.
And especially
You lose your home, but you didn't have no insurance on it. It's who wants to do that after all them years?
especially living in an apartment where your neighbor can it happens in row homes and stuff too.
Mhm.
That somebody, but it's imperative to cover yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Make sure your not only your house is covered, but your stuff. It's like even in an apartment complex, the owner is only responsible for the brick and mortar.
Mhm.
Your TV, your microwave, and all your electronics, they're not responsible for your couch and your bed. They're not responsible for that.
Take some time. Take some time and go through and do what you need to do so you won't be sorry. It might never happen to you, but it's happening a lot. Fires are happening a lot.
Yeah,
It's
especially this winter.
yeah.
This winter,
Pipes are breaking,
yeah,
and you see these water main breaks. You
yeah.
see things. It's just things happening. When we was coming up, you remember, Gail? At this time, this probably wouldn't be a lot of money, but we was always taught from our church, a leader, have some money for your emergency fund. At that time, we was the household. Make sure you have at least $300 on hand. I know they ain't gonna buy nothing today, but whatever the cost that you need today. Well, I don't have that. Let's start changing our mindset to save something.
Yeah, even if it's a penny, dimes.
Daddy told me
Yeah, yeah,
when I had my part-time
yeah.
job as a teenager, the check probably wasn't no more than what, $60.
Save some of it.
He said $6, save it,
Yep. Put it.
put it away,
Yeah.
pay yourself.
Even if you're on fixed income, get some when you go to first of the month and get your money. uh, Get your roll of quarters and just
This is life
put
decisions,
it.
y'all. Put
Because you never
you
know.
just never know. I I'm not talking something that somebody told me. I went through a lot of stuff because of lack of preparation.
Hmm.
Have something set aside for a rainy day and count the rainy day. Rainy days with a S. You might lose your job or be laid off. That's not just one day, it's days. They tell us a rainy day, but
Like
they never put the S on it.
was it comedian Wiley said his father told him about a penny for the rainy day, but he didn't tell him about the year
Yeah, you might
when the
be.
pandemic
Yeah,
came
the pandemic came and
and,
people.
and everything shut down.
Yeah, it's just life decisions, things that it's just things to think about, especially those who have children and those who have, you accumulated things. You don't want to lose it, but I'm talking mainly to the ones who tell me they can't, but I see you doing everything else you want to do because I did what I want to do. Okay. I was playing about the cruise, but I'm not playing. If you can afford to do some things, then you could afford to do the right thing.
You can't miss on everything else.
Yeah. Remember back in the day, we had a vacation club, uh,
Christmas club.
Christmas club. I don't know if they still had it stuff, but just man, like you got a club. Just put $1 away
Yeah.
every time. I'm just using $1, but you probably can do more. But have that cushion that you don't have to be stressed out and having a stroke and having a heart attack because some of this stuff causes people
Yeah.
illness because remember the days that we talking right where you have to you ain't pay that gas bill and you spent more time looking out that window try to see when the gas company is coming to shut you off, but you didn't pay that bill, but that Friday night you went to dance. What? You didn't even make arrangement?
Or got that outfit because you didn't want to be outdone.
Or
Prioritize.
prioritize.
It's
Okay,
better
so
to have and
yeah,
not
I'm
need.
laughing at that part, but it's not funny because we looked out like every truck that came past. You wonder is that the electric company? Is that the water department? Is that? But you was living. You just didn't pay the bill. It's okay, well, have a little side and make an arrangement. Call and make some. You know how back in the day they had layaway? Remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
It was Kmart. Kmart was our favorite store. It wasn't Walmart.
Sure did.
It was Kmart. We planned for what we wanted.
Marianne Plus.
Whatever you wanted. So if we can do that for stuff we want to put on our back, we went and got stuff and didn't take the tags off of it. I know somebody knew what I'm talking about. You want to get dressed up and you want to go to whatever you was going to and you couldn't afford that dress. You bought that dress and you left the tag on. This is a shame to be talking about this, but I'm telling you what people did. You'll find a way. This the point I'm making. You'll find a way to
That's
do
right.
what you want to do. We know we couldn't afford that dress or whatever that, but we got the money up to get it. But don't put nothing on it. Don't touch my dress. Don't
Don't
pull
put
that
no
tag off it. Don't put no perfume on it. Don't do it because I'm taking this back. When we wanted to do what we wanted to do, we did it. My first car off the lot, a brand new car. I made up my mind. I worked every overtime shift I want. It was something I wanted to do, Gail. And I'm saying, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Do the life things. Don't leave nobody else with that stress trying to figure out how they're gonna bury you and how they're gonna do this and how they're gonna do. Have what you want. You can have it like you want. This just plan, preparation. But the life decisions, we gotta do a little better. We gotta do a little better than just playing around people.
And the saying is, it's better to have
Yeah.
and not need
hmm
than to need
Yeah.
and not have.
And train the children. It's not too late to go back and start doing this. You have a grandson. We could start at if they can curse at you and tell you off at 5, I think they should learn how to sweep and save a penny. That's my philosophy. You have kids that's very intelligent. They know how to work a computer. They know how to play these games. They can tell you how to do it. Everything. So even at that age, you can start training them to be responsible for the little thing. Just you start off little. Put your every time your grandson come, I say where your shoes belong. You're not gonna just kick them off and put them here. It's training,
And they can be trained.
and you can train. So just like you train for that, you can train them to save. You can train them to work. If you want something, let's work for it. Don't just wait for my allowance and I ain't doing nothing. We got allowance when we was growing up, right? But we had chores. We didn't get paid for the chores. Chores is what you're gonna do. Now you did something little extra. We got paid for it. Daddy and them had cleaning business. They had landscaping. We had all that. You wanted those shoes that he couldn't afford? We went to work. You want them glasses that when you got finished stealing? You want the lens to 'em? You want the glass, the lenses? Okay, go to work. But anyway, we're gonna end this podcast. Hopefully that you got something out of it for making some life decisions and becoming responsible. Don't just think the next man got me.
No.
I had a friend that told me I thought it was so I was appalled. He said I won't have to think about nothing because I'll be gone. That's how he felt about his insurance. That'd be on somebody else. That's not the way we're gonna do things. You know, if you come up on a hard time and got hardship, we understand it. But when you deliberately not doing things because of, come on, y'all, we can do a little better. Let's train each other. Let's go back to principles. Let's go back to standard. Let's go back to reality, and let's help each other. Um, put some money aside. Have a emergency fund. Get some insurance. Let's do some wills. Write your will out. Write your plan. I think it's directive. It's something about a living directive. It's something you alive. I'm gonna get the medical term. I'm gonna get some help in here to talk about some of this stuff. Next week we're gonna start tackling some debts, cleaning up our debt so we can get some good credit. Right now, I don't even think I can apply for a credit card to get bubblegum. It's literally down to just doing your own thing. You want to be. You never know when you're going to need and you don't have
Right.
credit. Let's not use other people's names. Let's not mess up other people's credit. Let's get it back together. And I'm talking mainly to Christians because we'll put it on somebody else. When you get finished getting the word, when you get finished shouting, when you get finished dancing all over the church, whatever you're going to do, let's come and get our affairs together. Bible class on Tuesday, a, a class on Wednesday to fix our lives. I'm just saying, you know, it's important.
It is.
It's important. So, Gail, I hope I didn't say too much that's wrong,
It's
but
real.
I've been through this
It's life.
and I'm
It's life.
hearing it all over. And
Yeah.
like I say, since January, we done lost so many people, and they probably had their affairs together. But I know people that I talk to, some of them, they hoping that they don't even come no time soon because they don't have nothing in plan. So we're gonna do better. Educate ourselves and let's walk this life that we can live a long life without stress. And you can do it. You can do it. We can do this. God is able. So if I don't know if you have anything you want to end with, say I'm done. It's life decisions we're gonna make. I'm gonna continue a subject though, but we do it the next time where you're not the only one making the decision. You're not the only one in the plan. Consider others. We touched around a different thing, but there's some serious issues where people fall out, divorces happen, whatever happens because of decisions we make it and not considering each other.
Got to.
I want you to consider me.
I did.
I want you to consider me.
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I do. That's why I strive hard health wise
Yeah.
because I know that you know I want you to live. Don't
She said she want me to live, so she's not gonna be selfish. And it's consider what selfishness means. Because somebody probably be offended by that word. Or that's not me. But when you don't care if somebody is taking care of you and you ain't even trying to help them, that's life decision. And next week I'm gonna talk about your mother. Okay. Why you laughing?
Uh,
You can't show it to her. So I'm 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 saying it because you got different type of people you take care of. Everybody's not the same. She
no.
told me and my sister that she was the seventh child of my dad. He had 6 kids that we know of, and she was the seventh.
It,
Everybody's if you got some go getters that will help you out and make it happen, they want to get up, then you got someone that they didn't just put their hands up and say, watch me. Yeah, that's my mom. But I love y'all. Um, be good, be faithful, do what you got to do, be kind, and love, love life. But just make some decisions. All right, Gil. Should I pray or should you pray? You want me to pray?
no, I don't want
You don't want me to pray? See, they won't even let me pray. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I don't know what that was, but I got better with my prayer. It's not as bad as you think, Gil. But anyway, we thank God for everything, and we're gonna say good night. And as we always end our podcast saying,
love
love
God,
God,
love
love family,
family,
work
work hard,
hard, and
and
be
be kind.
kind.